that's also what I want to try to recreate in this film. Create the illusion that this inanimate object is moving around in the space. Mm-hmm. So we employed different techniques to create that look. No CGI, of course. It's all with editing, camera shots, and how we position the doll, and how we puppeteer the doll.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Film Goals Podcast. Today I'm with the one and only Danielle Chambers and Darryl Thomas. We have the actress and director from the film, the Dollface, the motion picture. Correct?
Yes, that's right.
So thank you guys for being on the podcast. Appreciate it. I want to shout out Abby Ray because she's the one who let us use her space, and she's the one who actually connected us with you specifically. So yeah, I like to start the podcast by asking people like how you get into film. Like, what got you into film, acting or directing, and just like what motivated you to get into it? We can start with you.
I started acting in, I believe it was 2018, but I remember watching Game of Thrones and seeing Khaleesi, and I was like, that is cool. I'm like, that would be cool to do. And I never really like thought of actually doing it. I was just like, oh, that would be fun, and really funny, weird story. But I was like thinking about it, and then I was staying in Kauai because I had my daughter in Kauai, and I had a dream that I was going to meet Jason Momoa. He's in Game of Thrones, right? So I literally wake up, and I was like, "What kind
of dream was that?"
No, and it wasn't like that. It was just like a normal dream. Like, it was just like his face. And I was like, I'm going to meet Jason Momoa today. It was the weirdest thing ever. Literally, I went to the city, and I was going to walk one way, and I was like, no, I'm going to go the other way. Jason Momoa was there on this little island in Kauai. Long story short, it's not about Jason Momoa. It is about, for me, it was really a confirmation because I was questioning and I was praying about it. Like, should I do this? And then it was kind of a confirmation, like, you can do anything you want in the world. The world is so small and connected. And it was a confirmation, like, just go after your dreams. Like, this is the weirdest thing that's ever happened to me. Like, why not try acting?
Wow, that's amazing.
So, and then I just never stopped. Then I got into acting classes. And I've been, like, going ever since, kind of obsessively. But I love it. It's my art that I found, you know?
That's crazy. So
Yeah.
Did you ever have any, like, creative stuff before that? Because you said you had your kids, so you were an adult already.
Yeah. I started at 24.
Okay.
So I grew up dancing, and then when I was 16, I found breakdancing. So before I acted, I was actually competing internationally as a breakdancer, as a B-girl. So that was my art that I found. And then it's very interesting because I feel like being a B-girl, being a dancer, actually helped with my acting because you got to create your own moves, just like creating a character.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's cool. We'll come back to that.
Yeah.
But yeah, go ahead, Daryl. How did your journey start?
And I saw the picture of her and Jason Momoa too. So she showed me the picture.
Oh, you took a picture too.
So it was real. It's a real
That's
story.
crazy.
Yeah, so
Talk about manifesting, right?
Oh, yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah, I started in filmmaking 15, 20 years ago now. I used to work in television production back in the day, like a long, long time ago, right out of high school. But then ever since then, I started to take up writing, and particularly screenwriting. And I found myself really enjoying it. And I made my first short film maybe like around 2015 or so. And then we actually shot Dollface, the short film, back in 2019. And so that's like a 10-minute short film that's on YouTube right now. But I knew that I wanted to try to extrapolate it into a feature film. And so I started writing the feature script 2021 or so, somewhere around there, 4 years ago. And so ever since then, I've been working to develop the film and actually get it made. And we finally started shooting this film late last year.
Okay. So you were in TV production. Like, is that what made you want to get into filmmaking, or what was the thing that kind of motivated you to do it?
Ever since I was a kid, I've always loved movies.
Okay.
Movies, TV, any kind of media in general, but in particular films. I've just always loved movies. It's such a nice, great escape. Just the idea of watching a story play out on a screen. And when I was a kid, I was like, oh, I think I want to make one of these one day. So ever since then, it's always been in the back of my mind as far as like dreams of yours, passions you have in your life to make a movie.
And you did it.
I did it.
Congrats. So what did you do in TV production? What kind of work were you doing?
Oh, it was, like studio work. So like, camera work, lighting, audio, setup. So a lot of the, standard classic things you would do in a traditional TV studio. And that's really where I first learned practically, like, things about equipment, being a PA production assistant, learning about, Chiron and, like different, feed, broadcast feeds, all across the country and across the world even. And so, things like that. But this is a while ago.
Yeah.
Working in film is a little bit different. And there's still things I've learned every day, Angel. Oh my God. Especially on the tech side. So I started really, like writing and producing first, different short films I worked on with me and my friends here in town. And then with this feature, that's really when I started to get heavy into all the tech involved to actually make a film come to fruition.
Okay. So let's talk a little bit about you guys' like some of the projects you worked on. We kind of talked a little bit about your short films, and you've done a feature film already, and then this is your second one.
Yeah.
With Darryl.
I've actually, so this is our first feature together, but I've done features before, one called Ember's Edge, which is like a drama thriller. I've done other with Bobby and Renee Peoples. There's one called Sudden Passion. I just did a short film that got into the Cannes Film Festival, the Short Corner.
Okay.
That one's called Temple. It shot a TV show. I wish I could talk about it, but I can't. But we'll know in June. Then I can talk all about it.
Okay, that's awesome. Yeah, you'll come back.
Yeah. But it just, TV, film, theater, I love it all. I've done Christmas Carol for theater, Hunchback of Notre Dame. Really anything that...
I want to keep asking about breakdancing.
Yeah.
So, like, how did you get into it?
So I was 16, and I used to dance choreography. This is when I lived in Panama, the country. My dad's from Panama, so I went to high school there. Long story short, I got arrested like 5 times as a teenager.
Damn.
Bad girl. Yeah, and so they sent me to live with my dad in Panama. And so I went to like this private school, and I just I would dance choreography, and my dance teacher was a b-boy. He was break dancer. So he's like, come to one of the competitions. So I went, and I saw this girl like killing it. She was like spinning on her head, and I was like, I want to do that. And literally, I went to the crew from Panama, and I was like, hey, you guys are awesome. Can I train with you? And they literally took me in. I became their crew. They trained me. I would train like 4 or 5 hours a day, every day after school.
Damn.
And then I started competing internationally, and
wow.
it was so much fun.
How did you feel about that girl that went viral on the Olympics?
Oh, yeah. I think we talked about that, didn't we? Yeah, we talked about it a little bit.
I think the sad part is like, for the community, for breaking to be in the Olympics was huge. So there were so many talented dancers. And I feel like when the media targets one thing, that's all anyone sees. Mm-hmm. So
right.
Now when they see like, this is a sport. This is like, not everyone can break dance. It is an art and a sport, and it takes dedication, and it's hard. And all of that was not even seen. You know what I mean? The first time it was in the Olympics, and I just feel like the media chose to focus on this. So now every time people see breakdancing, that's what they see.
They'll think of her.
Yeah. And I just feel like the media just targeted it, and it like, I don't think people realize it like kills the art. You know what I mean? So
why do you think she did that? Like, why did she perform like that? Or would you consider that an Olympic like stat or level performance that she did?
Well, I think it's the challenge probably with breaking was like, when you go to a battle, right, everyone has their own styles that they bring. There's no real like regulation of like, what's your style? And then the Olympics, it was very different. So regardless of like whether she should have made it there or not, like that's kind of not something I feel like I can touch on. But I do feel like, it was her own style that she was trying to bring. Now, do I think she was like the best in the game? There were skilled breakers there. And I just think like she might have approached it more as like a street corner battle or something, or like that's just her style that she brought to the day. And unfortunately, that's what happened. But one of the people I used to break with in Florida, because I moved back to Florida, Victor, he won the bronze in the Olympics. Kid is incredible, and he won. And I feel like I'm like, where's the footage of him? Like, I can't see it anywhere. But I don't know, because breaking, like, everyone has their own weird style. So, yeah.
Okay, that's so interesting. Yeah, I love hearing about that stuff.
Yeah.
Interesting, yeah.
So, Darryl, tell me about some of the projects that, like, you say you started this one with a short film. So, did you have any other shorts that kind of brought you to this point?
Yeah, I was a producer and a co-writer on a couple other short features or shorts that we've done going back to 2014, 2015, so over 10 years ago now. One's called The Wild Within. I helped produce that one. We did a short for the 48-hour film festival called The Colony, and that one I co-wrote and also co-produced. And we got into the 48 that year. This was 2016 now, so it's almost 10 years ago now. There's another one we did back in 2009. So we did a short film in 2009. It was about a killer virus that infected the entire United States and the government's radical response to tackling this virus.
Okay.
In 2009.
In 2009. So apparently we were all prophesiers back then in 2009, apparently. So it's fun to go back and watch that short film now.
That's crazy.
So we did that back in 2009. And then, the Dollface is short in 2019. And I really wanted to do Dollface is short because it was a relatively easy production as far as like minimal locations, not that many actors, because in the short we only had 2 actors. And then that was it, in one location, which was a house. So it was, we shot that in like one day.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it was nice.
So tell us why this film, you decide that this one was going to be the one that you made a feature off of.
Well, like I said, I really wanted to flesh out the short film because I think it would be just a fun film. Like when you watch a movie and you just see that it's just fun. Mm-hmm. You can see the players, the characters, they're all just having fun being in this wacky movie. It's just hopefully this film will be a fun experience for the audience when they sit down and watch it. They'll just enjoy the time,
So tell us what it's about.
So it's essentially about a toy doll that comes to life. So the doll comes to life by accident because a witch in the story casts a spell for one of the characters in the film. And, the character in the film, he's kind of going through a couple of things in his life, and so the witch is very kind, very sweet. And so when the witch decides to help him, she decides to employ magic. And so, unbeknownst to all the characters in the story, the spell itself has a very unique side effect. That side effect being bringing a toy doll to life. And so once the doll comes to life, then the crazy antics ensue. And so the doll just becomes this, it makes a hard time for all the characters in the films, just to say. And so it was really about how the characters deal with this new problem in their life, but also our main character, his journey into finding healing for himself after he experiences his tragedy in his life. So
it's like a comedy horror. And is this like a Chucky? Is it like campy or is it?
Chucky was definitely a big inspiration for me. I first watched Child's Play back in the day because that movie came out in 1988. So, but yeah, as I watched it when I was a kid, and I was like, this movie's fantastic. Child's Play is technically listed as a horror film. But when you watch it, for example, there's a lot of comedic elements in that movie, right? And so I wanted to try to capture kind of a similar tone to Child's Play, the first one, the original film. And so, yeah, it is kind of campy. So you still have some horror elements, but a nice mix of comedic elements as well. And the goal was to kind of mesh those two together. And so there have been a couple of great examples of films out there that I think that really do that very well. American Werewolf in London is, I think, still one of the best examples of a film that's a horror film, but also a comedy at the same time.
Okay.
It's amazing.
You're gonna hate this. I've never seen it.
I haven't either. It's okay. I haven't
Okay,
either.
good.
Yeah. He told me to watch it too.
Okay. Yeah.
I did watch.
Alien?
No, the Child's Play. Is that what it's called?
Child's Play.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, you
Okay.
watched
Well,
Child's
yeah.
Play?
I mean, it's about a doll. You got to watch that
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
There's
The
required-
werewolf. I was like, I'll get to it later.
Yeah, I just think
required
like
homework, yeah.
I've seen so many of the clips where he turns, and it looks cool because it's like it was done on camera, right? But
Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
it just looks very cheesy now. But yeah, it's like one of those like '80s movies that I'm like, do I need to watch it? I don't know.
It's effective. It worked. It's a really effective film. A lot of the shots, I think, were animatronics. Back at that time, so there was no CGI. It was all like shots of like the doll itself just sitting there and static shots, or a shot of like an MCU of the doll like walking and carrying its knife. So you can't see how it's actually walking. Like below camera, but you can tell that that they're using some kind of a mechanism to make it look like he's actually taking steps, for example.
Yeah.
So it's really, really creative, and how they made the illusion of this doll moving in the space. That's also what I want to try to recreate in this film. Create the illusion that this inanimate object is moving around in the space. So we employed different techniques to create that look.
How challenging was that?
No CGI, of course. It's all with editing, camera shots, and how we position the doll, and how we puppeteer the doll.
Did you have a green screen arm, just like?
We did. We did. Yeah. Okay. Edgar was kind enough to suit up in the full green.
Oh wow! Okay.
Suit, and we got a lot of nice behind the scenes photos of him in his suit. And yes, we do.
I need to see them.
I'll show you. Yeah, yeah, and it did turn out really, really well, Angel. Really, really nice. So yeah, we got a couple good shots. Like so, with him in the green suit, we got a couple great full body shots of the doll actually like moving on its own. So it looks good.
Cool, man. Can't wait to see it. So tell us about your character and what do you play in this film?
So I am the witch.
Oh, okay.
I am the one that
Yes.
creates all of this madness. So and it's all like good intention. So he comes to me, and they come into my store, and I can tell there's something wrong. His friends actually come after I meet them and basically say like he needs help. So I empathetically like feel bad for him, and I'm like, okay, I have a spell. I have something that I can do to help him, and it just backlashes. It is like chaotic. And at first, I'm not gonna lie, I was a little like skeptical on playing like a witch, because like I don't know, like I told you I'm like I don't mess with like witches and demons and like get that stuff away, like I don't want to do any like stuff like that. But I was like, oh, but it all goes wrong. So I was like, okay, I'm down with that. Yeah. But it was so fun because I usually do dramas, like heavy dramas, and this was a comedy. So for me, I feel like at first it was like a challenge that I took on. And I was a little like, okay, let's see how it's going to be in the comedy realm. But once we did it, I just found it so much fun. It was fun creating this character that's trying to do good, and everything's going wrong because of me.
Because of this spell.
It was so much fun to dive into her character and the way she walked and like her rhythm of talking and like, it was so much fun.
Were you also part of the short? Or just does that the witch come in the feature film?
Yeah, the witch was just in the feature film.
Okay.
And it was a lot of fun making the character with Danielle too. because thankfully we had a lot of pre-production time to work on the character creation and character development. And so we had a nice opportunity to have 4 or 5 meetings together. And each meeting we sat down and we just kept crafting the character. And so by the time we actually got to production, Danielle was Elena.
She was a witch.
She was a witch. Exactly right.
Yeah.
And it was fantastic. So Angel just, the first night, her first scene was one of our night shots. And we were shooting at the house. And her first scene, when she came on, I kind of gave her very minimal direction, and I was back on the monitor watching the scene play out, and it just blew me away, dude. It was so great. It was pretty much exactly what I had envisioned of Elena, like going back 3 or 4 years, and finally seeing it live in person, being brought to life by Danielle. That feeling, it's just there's nothing else like it, man.
That's awesome.
This is why I want to make movies.
Yeah.
Is that kind of feeling. It's great.
Well, thanks for having me, Darryl. I'm so honored I got to play her.
Oh, dude.
So much fun. It was a role that changed my acting, I feel, too, and it was just so much fun. I enjoyed it so much, and I really dived into her. And I got to the point where every day I just felt myself walking like her and talking like her.
Oh,
and
really?
my daughter's like, "Why are you talking like that, Mom?" I was like,
That's great.
I was like, "Tell me what?"
So for you, as an actor, because you said you guys met 5 times to go over the character and pre-produce. How does that feel for you as an actor? Because some actors, they prefer just to find it, as they're shooting. How was it for you? Do you prefer that way, or the way of knowing who your character is by the time you get to set?
It was nice because I feel like it was more of a collaboration. I feel like he wasn't trying to tell me which way to play her or which way to create her. So I felt like I would come to him with my ideas. He would come to me with his vision. And I feel like together it worked so beautifully. Together I feel like we were able to bring her to the next level. So it was I feel like it was the perfect collaboration. And I actually loved it because I've never really done that for a film before. I feel like usually I just bring my own character and if they don't like it, they'll change something. But it was nice to be able to go over my ideas with the director, the writer, and to not feel like he's trying to change it in any way, but just tell me his vision so we can work together and create both of our visions together. Yeah. So it was really nice. I enjoyed it.
That's great. Yeah.
How did you like it compared to the super dramatic stuff? What do you enjoy more?
Oh man, I don't think I can compare them. I would definitely say I feel like it's less of a stress, because I feel like some of the heavy dramas, you really have to go there. You know what I mean? It's oh, my child died in this one. Dang it. I gotta go here.
Yeah. And
so
you have a child.
Yeah. So I feel like in that sense, it's it was nice to not have that heaviness and just have fun in this comedy. The stakes weren't too high for me, except that I was ruining this guy's life. So that was still a high stake. But then I guess the other stressor before I started was I was telling my best friend, I'm like, this is a comedy. I was like, I don't think I'm good at comedy. She's like, you're fine. And then as I started going over the script, I was like, oh, I'm tripping. I was like, this is fine. So I feel like I like them both.
Okay.
It's just a different, I think it's good to do a little drama and then comedy, bring it back, don't get stuck in one heavy drama for too long. I feel like I did that for years. Just heavy dramas was my thing.
Wow.
Yeah. So it was a nice change,
Watching you perform, I would have thought you have done comedy before.
Oh, well, I have in acting classes and probably short films and stuff, but never as a feature and as this character that means so much to the story. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think it was this. I just wanted to make sure that I was showing up for what the story was, and then after I was like, this is great.
So you say you shot the short in one day. How long did it take you to shoot the feature? And then like, what were some of the challenges that came up during your production?
Oh yeah, we it was a 14-day shoot, so we spent 11 days shooting at the house, and then one day we actually shot a scene here at Abbey Studio, and then 2 days on location downtown here in town. And so yeah, so it's total of 14 days. Full days each day. But it was good. I would say scheduling is one of the key biggest hurdles to get through.
Sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, because at this level, at the indie level, making a movie, it's working with people's schedules, and most people work, they have kids and stuff like that, and so you have to try to factor all that in and just try to come up with a schedule that works for everybody, the cast and the crew, and so that could be a challenge.
So, what is your plans for the feature now that it's you said it's done, right? Like filmed.
Yeah, we spent from the beginning of our trip. So like the last day of filming, like the day after that, we started working on post-production. And so since October 10th through February, I believe 8th of this year, we got post done within about 4 months, which is pretty good. And now I want to have it run through a film festival circuit. I want to submit to several festivals that I know of, and then from there, I want to get it out on like a streamer like Tubi, so like where Everybody's Edge is at as well. Tubi, Plex, there's a multitude now of streamers out there that you can get it onto. So first, number one, festivals, then number two, out to the world on different streamers.
Cool.
Yeah,
that's awesome. So before we wrap it up, what are you guys working on that you got coming up? Anything I know you're a big feature. You got a while with this film. Like you're gonna spend some time with this film.
Oh yeah.
But anything else you guys working on?
Right now, okay, I'm actually working on a werewolf film.
Okay.
As you might have tell by this
Dolls.
podcast, I'm a werewolf fan too. So I'm working on that one.
Nice.
Yeah.
I have a feature coming up, and then just a lot of auditionings for TV. I'm also doing another feature. I'm gonna help him too with his film.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
So that one, the script is already finished. The script is written. And,
For the werewolf?
The werewolf
Okay.
film, and now we're just looking to hopefully get it produced.
Yeah.
And Danielle is also a producer.
I'm helping him
Okay,
produce
awesome.
this.
Danielle's
one, yeah.
multi-talented, so.
Do you want to talk about your role with, you said 1905 production?
1905. Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about the role you have with this film production.
Yeah. So they're locally, 1905, Deborah Richards, Patrick Wirtz. I feel like I just butchered your last name. I'm sorry. But yeah, I'm their executive developer, so helping them really develop their projects. There are other filmmakers in town, so really just grinding it out with them, pushing out projects. You know how hard it is as like a indie, filmmaker. You got to make the moves yourself. So I feel like they're teaching me so much. Just about getting these films somewhere, getting them seen, and doing it in a way that's going to go somewhere. So, yeah.
They just had a premiere for their bartending documentary, right?
Yeah, Shaken and Stirred, yeah.
What was your role in that? Did you have a role in that?
No. So I wasn't in the film. I actually came on to their team once they finished it.
Oh, okay.
So Debbie she was done with the editing, but we were still kind of getting out like the last parts of it. So really, my role in it, I scheduled all the interviews for like the cast. So all the different podcasts and the interviews, I scheduled that for them, and helping out with the premiere. And really, our focus is the next feature that we are doing. So that's exciting because we're going to be doing that now.
Okay.
But yeah, it was great. It was great turnout. It was excellent. They did a wonderful job with the documentary. I literally came in after it was done, and I was like, "Great job, guys!"
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay, awesome. All right, well, thank you guys for being on the podcast. Appreciate it. Be on the lookout for Dollface, the feature film. And I'll put all the info below so you guys can follow them, and then we'll see you next time. Peace.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.